his channel first. I think it's best for him to start speaking when we are ready.
Yeah, alright, so PC, you want to start the intro, and then we can all three say something.
Alright. Oh man, I'm so bad at being pros. Hello everybody, this is PrehistoricPC, Jurassic King, and Jurassic Park, all in the Prehistoric Wildlands tour. In case you don't know, this was a park built by the three of us through save files in the workshop. And I think it's one of the best parks, and it's one of the first collabs on YouTube on Prehistoric Kingdom ever made. So, would any of you guys like to speak on the park?
Yeah, so this is the conclusion to a 4-month project, and we'll be going through the park, hopefully in around an hour. Tour for you guys. The workshop file will be out in a couple weeks, most likely, and you yourselves will be able to tour it for anyone who has the game. So, Jurassic, do you want to say something before we move into the park?
Yeah, that I just can't believe it's already been 4 months that the park is done. I hope that everyone who is watching this video will enjoy what we have to show to you.
Alright, welcome everybody to the Prehistoric Wildlands. PC, this is your section, so do you want to talk about it?
Alright, so I created this road from myself, and the rock parts you see here, that was all Jurassic King, and I added statues to make you feel like you're in the wild, because, well, Jurassic King thinks in the lore, I'm not too good at that.
Yeah, the full lore will be written in the workshop tour guide, but we don't need to explain it all in the video.
Yeah, that would take way too long. So I created this parking lot from the 1 meter plastic pieces. I really like those. And I just created a little planter and some sidewalk. I really like how everything here turned out, and I don't feel like it gets a lot of glory enough. So maybe we could add some cars here later, or if you want to, you could, if you put it in the workshop. I added a little bus stop here in case there's like a field trip or people need to get here without their car. And over here, this main building is the exit and the gift shop. I didn't put much thought into there. What I did put a lot of thought into was the entrance, which you can see these little planters here, gives it kind of the atmosphere of the park. I built some metal reflectors, a ticket stand, and through here you can get a view from our logo and to the Spinosaurus habitat, which is kind of like flamingos in the parking lot of a zoo. In case you can't take the tickets, you can still see those dinosaurs.
So, yeah, I just want to say, the reason there's no cars here yet is because you guys seeing this video now are the VIP guests who are touring the Prehistoric Wildlands just before it opens to the public.
Prehistoric Wildlands trailer.
Kind of. What I wanted to say about this build is that I do work in a theme park, and this entrance is very realistic with the gates and stuff, so I think this is one of your finest additions to the park, and it's only the beginning, so the hype is very high for this park.
First. Alright, so Jurassic King, we're going to get to your section next, so would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, so I will say, by the way, when we're walking through the guest sections, I'm going to keep the game paused because there's a glitch right now. Well, there's a lot of glitches in the game right now, where animals just kind of walk out of their gates and stuff, so it'll be paused when we're not looking at the animals. But basically, what we have here is, I wanted to create this really cool division of, here's the Prehistoric Wildlands, this lost world, and then here's, you know, where the people live. But, yeah, and we have this kind of look of the rock growing into the fence, which doesn't make much sense, but I think it's a cool atmosphere that the nature's kind of overpowering what we build here. Very Jurassic Park-esque, and everything I build turns out Jurassic Park-esque, even when I don't mean for it to.
The way the river looks and the way you have a way with foliage, dude.
Yeah, it's just kind of place as many trees as you want. I kind of just make a palette of trees and then just place them everywhere. This first building here, I'm actually really proud of. This is one of my favorite buildings. Not in the detail, but just the general idea. This is the food court. So you walk in here, we have planters on either side, and restrooms on the right. I'd like to build a larger version of this, but we have some food stands over here, so you get your food, and you walk down the stairs. We have these tables and chairs you can sit around and eat, but instead of just normal food court, we have Dilophosaurus right outside the window.
Oh, here's one.
Jurassic Park Dilophosaurus.
Yeah,
now we have to saw Dilophosaurus.
Yeah, and it's really cool. You can see them from the path outside the building too. Such a great design.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the Prehistoric Kingdom Dilophosaurus.
I love Prehistoric dinosaurs in general. Can't wait for the next update.
So you may notice around this habitat here, over there, and over here. So there's actually 3 other places you'll be able to view the Dilophosaurus through this tour. Oop. So yeah, let's head this way to the wetlands first and Jurassic. Oh wait, first these signs, by the way, with the animal silhouettes, we have those for every species in the zoo. So you want to talk about your first build here in the wetlands?
Yes, of course. Now we are entering the wetland part of the park, and this was my first addition to the series. This is only a small habitat for the Parasaurolophus that I really love inside of this game. As you said, guys, animals design in Prehistoric Kingdom are awesome. So, can you go a little bit around the trees? There is a little something I built, especially in this habitat, that is inspired by a content creator that we all, I think, really love. It's Caesar Create, and so I wanted to give this extra push of realism into this small and simple habitat by having 3 guards to protect the horns from the animals, to destroy the trees, and of course, as you can see there, they've got a small resting cave where they can get some shadows and enjoy the freshness of the cave, while the guests can just simply walk all along the exhibit, or looking at the next Prehistoric PC's addition to the park, to the opposite side, I think. Which I think this is you, Canon King, that built this awesome river pond-like decoration here. Oh, I can see an escape artist here.
I will just say real quick, I love this view here because I really like the wetlands because of how open it is, and it feels like you're in like this public park that's built, and you have these really wide paths. It's very awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I've always liked the swamp, but just the way it looks, the way it feels. Although it's coming from a Florida man here, so can't really trust my word.
By the way, viewers, there's no like proper staff infrastructure or anything in this park. That's because, well, we didn't have the staff update when we started this zoo, and it's just too hard to do that kind of planned out thing with a collab. And also that would have taken forever, and this already took 90 hours in 4 months. So, you also, Jay, built this really nice place to view the Dilophosaurus from.
Yes, of course, and this is something I did a few times during this series. In fact, it's adding new viewing opportunities to habitats you actually built, and I think that this round shape at viewing platform looks very nice. I tried to create a fountain in front of it. I hope you guys like the result. It seems to be water piece is missing.
Yeah, those disappear oftentimes. Those tend to disappear. So, PC, you want to talk about the Tarbosaurus Stadium since we're right here?
Yeah, so this river actually is from my Iguanodon build, and that wasn't my best build, but I really like the way I did the river. And this Tarbosaurus little plaza, I guess, is filled with custom-made tables and chairs that will be on the workshop, and a custom-made kiosk, which with from our local first burgers. And yeah, we have our old Parasaurolophus. I paused here a little bit there.
Hello there.
Jurassic King's on Team Parasaurolophus, even though I think Velociraptor would win.
No.
Yeah. But either way, we move on. I added these little gardens here because why not? I had some extra space, I had some more seating and some more lighting. And I think this is where I went all out with the lights. And then I had the Tarbosaurus Stadium. The glass view we just walked on is actually the Tarbosaurus shelter, and then you come in and you can just see the Tarbosaurus from underneath you. And it's the guy. Oh wait, is he? No, I don't think he's ever gone in. I don't think he can go in there.
I've seen him in there once. Where is he though?
No.
I think he's a bird.
I think he just decided to stop living.
Assets out of containment, guys.
Here at Prehistoric Wildlands, we promote security for all our guests and safety. All our animals are constantly accounted for. But yeah, he probably just walked out. But anyways, yeah, in the lore, this is an older animal, and that's why it's a smaller habitat. He's kind of old and one of the first habitats built in the zoo. But I'm just gonna zoom this way, and since we're right here, we'll go back here to see our grassland section and also the Lianosaur terrarium. And you'll notice each section, each biome, has its own path and stuff that keeps it pretty well themed.
And I have to say, I really love this path design with all the footprints. It looks amazing.
I really like it too. Everything here is amazing. Thanks for inviting me onto the collab.
Well, there wouldn't have been any collaboration if I didn't invite you onto the collaboration.
Yeah, fair enough. I actually didn't add that. Did you add that?
I did, yeah, on the first live stream that I did.
It looks lovely with how small the dynasty wet is.
Yep. So, this entrance, and this is the Lianosaurus area, this entrance I got from a dead diary on Prehistoric Kingdom. So, when you go inside, you see the Spinosaurus case, it's kind of like an information board, and then you see a bunch of kiosks here and there for food, and you can walk in and see the snow biome in the Lianosaurus terrarium. I made a terrarium because I feel like that's the only way you can keep a cold environment.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job mixing biomes, but it would have been weird to just have snow out in the open, so I think the terrarium is a pretty cool way to do it.
If somebody doesn't want to add a snow biome, we have it in the workshop and there's a huge amount of space left, so...
Yeah, the Prehistoric Kingdom maps are huge, so we only used a little portion of this. Also, I really like this view here. This building, especially from the outside, feels very realistic, and it looks pretty cool.
Thanks.
So,
like our little Lianosaurus Cove, that's an under construction site. If you'd like to continue the park from there, you know, tag us in the video. We'll tag me in the video. I'm not sure if those who are interested.
Yeah, of course, you can tag us in the video if you tour this.
Yeah, tag us in the video whenever time you want. I'm pretty sure everybody else would be interested.
And this leads to the next area of the park because, you know, the zoo's never done being built. Jurassic World's never done being built. They're not just going to be like, alright, we're done. Eventually they're going to add more animals. So the idea is this is to a construction zone. And there's a couple of those spots throughout the park. But now we're going into my build that I did for episode 8. Probably my least favorite build that I did. Actually, no, second least favorite. But anyway.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I really like these trees. They feel so prehistoric, and I won't stop talking about them in every Prehistoric Kingdom related video I do, the Norfolk Pines. And also the elephant grass was a huge help here. But we have a little bathroom here. We have the escape artists. They would escape from like 4-meter tall concrete fences if I put them there. But yeah, we have these Prehistoric Wildlands flags that I made. And they're different colors in each biome. I think this view looks pretty cool with the thatched roof and the river and everything. That's why I really like this wetland. That I didn't actually build in the wetlands. You guys did all that. Yeah, this is the grassland.
Like the main tropical builder.
Yeah, my builds are always super compact, so probably good that you guys did that. Here we have this little gazebo building thing, and you can actually, this gate swings open, but the Parasaurolophus wouldn't be able to push it open, especially not from this side. But yeah, you have this little garden that you can walk through, and they are everywhere. Surprisingly, there's still some of them.
Know how to open the gates with cake.
Yeah, they'd probably.
They probably learn how. The only reason they probably skip is because either they'd probably learn how to open the gates, or because somebody would just open the gates for them.
But I really love that specific enclosure. How was the walk?
Unless
I really like it.
It's
Jurassic did something like that too.
It's just the 2 raptors, right? Yeah, we're safe unless they figure out how to open doors. So yeah, over here we have this lion exhibit, which with a bridge, and I actually really like this habitat because it feels like a real habitat in a zoo. The main inspiration for this entire build was that I wanted to build something for an animal that looks like it could climb, so I could put these cool interactive structures in here. There's actually still some of them in here. I feel like they escaped probably the most common of anything in this zoo. We have this bridge, which you may say you can't see them very well. That's because you can't focus your vision in the distance in the game. But I actually do really like this circular habitat with all these different structures for them to climb on. Perhaps they're a little bit tall, but it feels like a very realistic lion habitat. And then also this second section over here, this would meant to be like an opening door that would lead to an underground place for them to stay in bad weather or something. And then there's also this little building to view them, which you walk around to from here, which will lead us all the way over here to Prehistoric PC's next build.
Yeah, so if you watch the video, you'll know that this used to be a Microraptor aviary until I took it down because I honestly did not have the capacity to go through that with that. And this is where I got introduced to elephant grass, and I just created some seating areas from a Planet Zoo YouTuber I know. This is an information chart from the same YouTuber. If you can guess in the comments, that would be pretty cool. This is a Velociraptor sign. I really liked how it works with, again, the elephant grass and the grassland area. I really like those little wood pillars. I thought these looked pretty cool. I used them in the Prehistoric habitat. Yeah, and then I added the entrance here, which you would enter the Velociraptor Velociraptor Super Center.
There's a P missing.
Yeah, I forgot how to spell. The P's is tired.
We don't have Velociraptors in this zoo. We have we just have Velociraptors.
Yeah.
It was too dangerous to keep them.
There. And we have the entrance, which, I took off my Iguanodon Terrarium build. And then we have this little glass slant, and you can see the Velociraptors here. And then that little aviary inside would just be baby Velociraptors. And it would kind of be just a terrarium, kind of. And then you can see the Velociraptors here doing their thing.
This is probably my favorite build you did, Prehistoric PC. You said this was not intentional, but the wooden roof with the sun here, it creates like a kind of heat wave effect when you move, and it looks very cool.
Yeah.
And also just all the architecture. All the architecture of this building looks super realistic.
Yeah, it's kind of my building style is hyper-realistic modern zoos. I'm not really that good with thatch building, and yeah, this is another viewing opportunity from the Parasaurolophus habitat. But yeah, I'm not that good with, thatch zoos, tropical, because I just like modern theme zoos, overhangs, and everything else. By the way, this is Jurassic habitat. How do you feel about this one, Jay?
I'm really glad of it. In fact, it even inspired me to launch a new project that I will be talking about later in this video. But welcome to my first mammal build ever in Prehistoric Kingdom. An habitat for the awesome Parasaurolophus. It's a huge valley with a cascade, a waterfall, with some rock structures that can provide some shades and shelter to the animals. And this round roof that we just saw, the donut viewing platform, as I like to call it, that actually turned out pretty nicely. So you got a few viewing opportunities into this habitat. You got this platform. You can enjoy the view as long as you are walking around the Tarbosaurus stadium. You can always look into the Paraceratherium habitat as well, and of course a little bit further because there is some kind of a valley. They look awesome. They are huge. They are my favorite mammal in the game. So I'm very happy to add them into the Wildlands. As we will be able to see just after, those are the rock structures I was talking about. That gives a canyon vibe to the habitat, and so you have this path, would I say, going a little bit higher. This is the other viewing opportunities from the path for the guests. I had a lot of fun while building this huge habitat, but when you see the size of the animals, I think they need such a huge habitat, and I very love the result. I don't know about you guys, but I'm proud of this addition to the park.
Yeah, this build is great. I love how grandiose it feels in scale, like ancient paleo environments. It feels very much like a real zoo habitat at the same time. Lots of opportunities to see them. And I want to say on the part of Prehistoric Kingdom developers, the Paraceratherium and many of the mammals feel so alive in a way like even the dinosaurs don't, and I feel like that's something games rarely do well, because with dinosaurs we don't really recognize if they don't feel alive as much as we do with mammals that are so similar to animals that we see. So I think it's amazing, these Paraceratherium. This one can actually do that.
Oh! Boy, do I hate being right all the time.
You were to say your life first. Wait, what?
I think we know. I think we know how the animals are escaping.
Out of your fire.
Prehistoric Kingdom devs, if you're watching, we may have found a slight glitch.
Yep. It might just be the public testing branch.
It could be, yeah. I've seen other people have that issue though.
It would suck so much if the second we released this video, Prehistoric Kingdom just released the next update with the Iguanodon and the Apatosaurus.
Yeah, I did want to build for the Apatosaurus rather than the Argentinosaurus, but
I wanted to build for the Iguanodon.
do you want to talk about the Dinocaire Swamp and your amazing Brachiosaurus building? Also the anti-gravity technology.
I didn't notice, or did it change while we were expanding? I don't know, but on your right, you have the swamp, as you say, for the Dilophosaurus. In fact, Dilophosaurus is an amazing animal. We added in PK before we got it in Jurassic World Evolution. I really love how they designed the flavors. The habitat can feel a bit cramped with the vegetation, but it adds to the swampy vibe of it, and so we have a special type of fence. Maybe this kind of fence shuts down the view a bit too much, but I thought it has some bayou vibe that very matched with the swamp composition of the habitat.
Yeah, I love this habitat. It's great. But I like this building even more.
First, you get some toilets, because when you get a go, you get a go. If you need a lawyer, you know where to look. And so we take the stairs to the Brachiosaurus feeding show, while enjoying also another glimpse into the Dilophosaurus habitat. And we are very lucky with the Dilophosaurus today. But the main purpose of this platform is to have a glimpse into the Brachiosaurus habitat that we will see a bit later inside of the park. I think we found the lost Tarbo.
How do you get that far? I've been stars. How do you get that far? It's like half the park.
He was out for a huge snack. Maybe this is the reason why we don't see any brachio snake in the distance. But yeah, this is a viewing platform inspired by some kind of attraction you can find in zoos, where you get the platform to meet the giraffes, and then you get the park ranger that will give you some food that you can give to the giraffe. This is exactly the purpose of this small building, and a little bit earlier, Kennedy, you were talking, oh, here comes the brachios. You were talking about how it is hard for you to stay out of the Jurassic Park vibe while building the little shelter with the thatched roof above the viewing platform. Definitely match that Jurassic Park vibe as well. So I must say I'm also guilty as charged.
Yeah, this is a great view into this habitat, and this is how most of the guests will see the Brachiosaurus. But there is actually another place to see them that we'll see at the end of this tour. So, yeah, I think we're going to the Triassic Cove next.
That the Tarbosaurus were the first dinosaurs in the park, you know, just for the war because it's a small enclosure.
Yeah, the Wetlands was the first section that was built in the canon.
And here I am talking again because we are coming to Triassic Cove. This is a section that I wanted to build after we got the Brachiosaurus update, and so sorry I don't stop talking, but It's just that the park layout is mainly focusing on my builds in this part of the park. So we got a Dilophosaurus habitat with another kind of original fencing that gives the protection for the guests not to be beaten by the small carnivores, and so you can stare at them without any problem. They look very lovely. There are huge climbers, as I can see, and so you've got this habitat that you can do the whole tour of in the Triassic Cove. Here I tried to make the water point blend a little more with the nature around it. We have a little souvenir shop there with the Stone Age feeling and building pieces that I really like. I know it's not very Triassic as the Stone Age was way after the dinosaurs, but it was fun to use this older kind of building pieces. On your left, a little bonus exhibit that I added. We don't have, maybe don't have yet, who knows, bugs inside the Prehistoric Kingdom, but we got bugs statues, and I thought that this small diorama was a cool educative section, so we can imagine that the screens are showing information and CGI movies about life of the bugs during the Permian, for example, and so this was a little bit educative addition, but of course the main attraction of this section is the toilet that you can see just over there, because you never have enough toilets in your park when you get to go. No, just kidding. The main purpose is just above the toilet, so you take these stairs and you can enjoy a view inside of the Brachiosaurus habitat just right here. I think I nailed some kind of walking with dinosaur vibe for the nature in the Triassic section.
You can also see the Dilophosaurus from here, and a pretty nice open view of the swamps. This habitat's great. All your habitats feel very much like a real part of a zoo, and just like walking through this really makes me want to build something else in Prehistoric Kingdom.
So, I really like the Brachiosaurus. I'm actually putting up a video. It might release this week or next week, but it actually has Brachiosaurus in it. You know, so it's going to be on my channel. I can stop putting however much I want. But I really like the Brachiosaurus inside the game. I wasn't really introduced to it that much, but I really like it. I'm really thrilled to like it. I wonder what the skin is. I haven't seen that one before, and I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, when I was adding back the animals, I couldn't remember exactly what skins you guys had. So, for these guys, I just put in one of a different skin than all the others.
Let's see. So, yeah, and also on the Prehistoric Bugs, I have to say that I think we should get Prehistoric Bugs since we already have statues inside the game itself. It would kind of be like I think it would probably be added towards the end. But it would kind of be like the kelp and the intro to Jurassic World 2 not being added until the very end of the game.
I think that the Auropluthia is less likely unless it were to make it in as a mod, but I could easily see Meganura as a flying species like the Archaeopteryx and Microraptor are now, because I think it's likely we'll get one or two extra of those before the full game release.
Yeah, but let's not have a walkthrough species. I do not want to see any if any people who make Prehistoric content watching this right now, I do not want to see any Meganura walkthrough habitat. I will literally die.
No one would walk through there.
Nobody.
But we do have another under construction bit right here that would lead to the same under construction area. I promise this is a construction area. There's definitely not trees right here. But so guess who built this habitat? Guess who built this habitat?
Evolution Square?
No. So yeah, there is a lot of grouping of habitats, but after this, you guys will have to listen to me talk for like 5 habitats in a row. So you want to tell us about this area?
Yeah, of course. So after that, I will stop talking, I will stop be boring with my French accent as well. On your left you got the other viewing opportunity into the Paraceratherium habitat with the side that I wanted to have a little bit different from the sides we have in the rest of the park to really mark the attention on the fact that this is a mammal build. And so, once again, I really love this view, but we can keep going around this lake on your left with some Edmontosaurus statues, because I thought it would be a nice spacing inside of the park to not have habitats everywhere. But on your right, you have the Iguanodon habitat that I built. This was my last episode, my last addition to the park. As you maybe know, I'm from Belgium, and so the Iguanodon was discovered in Belgium. I really wanted to put that dinosaur in our park for that exact reason, and I created this cool sign to mark the opportunity. And you have the habitat that is blending very well together into the wetlands. I played with the fence placement to give it, in fact, the habitat is not very huge, but you have so many well-placed viewing opportunities into it that you have the illusion that they have an enormous place.
Yeah, it does a very good job of feeling like this just stretches off into the distance.
I love Iguanodon, and I think it's super cool. One of the best dinosaurs out there, WW. But I don't know why. Prehistoric people just watch Prehistoric play Prehistoric again. Prehistoric in general just makes me really, really thirsty. Like just after a while. I have no idea why.
Yeah, can you guess what dinosaur is in there?
Who knows?
Hear me out. I'm guessing Compsognathus.
No.
Oh, I think you're right.
Oh wait, here we have another great display of our anti-gravity technology.
No, it's not anti-gravity, it's kind of just epoxy resin.
I'll say, this feels very real, especially with this, feels like a real viewing opportunity in a zoo. So, you want to talk about the Spinosaurus cave and such?
I thought that was not so yet to escape. So this is here we have Big White that is enjoying some water. Yeah, this is a Spinosaurus habitat. I really wanted to bring a cave as a shelter for the animals that guests could visit and so witness the resting animals. Unfortunately, we had no Spino inside of the cave for the moment, but we have another very swampy habitat that is very lush and that is welcoming to Spinosaurus. I love the PK Spino model, it looks awesome, and I think this crocodile tail looks very amazing. They look so great. I hope they enjoy the habitat I built for them.
And I will say, you blend the trees here really well into the Alpine area, which I think I was surprised that was achieved throughout the entire park. I was worried that it would feel like we have, these just sections that happen to be in the same save file, but I think we did a pretty good job of blending.
I really like the backstage area with the redwoods. It gives it a really nice feel. I think Spinosaurus and redwoods go together.
And to enjoy those two habitats, there is also this viewing platform just over there, with once again some toilets, because I wouldn't say it enough. When you get to go, you get to go. But as you get up this staircase, you have a small restaurant, a small terrace with viewing opportunities inside of both habitats. So you can grab your fries, you can drink your burger, and you can here you can stare at the Spino swimming, and on the opposite side you have the Iguanodon shelter, so you can eat your meal while enjoying the sleeping iguis.
And you may be wondering why this backdrop's here and not just the trees. I added this to imply that when the new section is done, you'll be able to see that from here too.
Of course.
Alright, hopefully this time my mouse won't quit working part of the way through the recording.
Alright. Well, hopefully, yeah, we still got the tropical section and the Alpine section to go, so hopefully, yeah.
Oh, here comes some live editing.
Yeah.
I didn't accidentally place rocks over a viewing opportunity. Okay, so before we head into the Alpine section, talk about your gate that you built here.
Yeah, so this is simply a gate very inspired by what you can find in some zoos. It gives some shading to the guest. It gives a transition feeling into another part of the park. And so you can also stare at the spinos on your right, but you can also, and most important, oh, we have one of the spinos in the distance. The view is very nice. So yeah, by taking the path this, that small structure, you get into the Alpine part of the park, and I really love how lush and overgrown this path looks.
Alright, yeah, so... Yeah, so this was my build. I just wanted to make this feel as cramped as possible. Here was one of the few times I actually used the foliage brush some, and then I also placed extra plants and these big tall ferns to grow over the path, and this wood plank to make it feel natural, like you're being transported to a new world you're walking through. You know, I mean, this isn't the same foliage, but it's like you're walking through Isla Sorna, you're exploring. It's about like dissolving the barrier that's there that keeps you separate from the animals, making it feel like you're in their world. So we have a little cascade down here.
Yeah, this is why Prehistoric Wildlands is all the water features. That's what it is.
And then it is now time for me to talk. Just kidding.
No, take your time. Introduce the first part of your para-habitat before.
You do this part first, because this one's super cool.
Okay, so welcome to the aviary. In fact, this build is something that I got inspiration during a Paradise visit. That's an Amazon zoo in Belgium, and there is an aviary that I really enjoyed visiting inside of it. And so it gives me the inspiration to create maybe the only habitat in the Prehistoric Wildlands where the animals don't escape, yeah, because the flying species can't really go far from their perch. So I created this whole aviary. I put the path in it. It took an eternity to make those cords and pillars along the path. And I used a lot of foliage. You have seen the small bridge, you have seen the small waterfall. I tried to go for a small Japanese garden inspiration while keeping logic with the biome we are in. And so this is a very lovely world you can get inside of this habitat. And there you can see some Archaeopteryxes and some Microraptors.
Yeah, I really like the atmosphere the entire thing creates, and I really like these flowers. I feel like they're doing something way better than I could have ever done. Yeah, it's a really good thing. And when this project's over, I think I might just, do a live stream here and there on just expanding the park, seeing how far I can get to it.
Alright, so yeah, what we have here is my build, kind of a half build, because we have this mountain that took forever, so I ended up kind of doing part of the build in this episode and part overlapping into my last episode, which, if you guys haven't watched all the builds, they're spread across our 3 channels, but on all 3 of our channels we have a playlist with all 18 building episodes. For those of you, for any of you who haven't watched the actual builds themselves, they're very good.
Can I ask you a question, Canon King?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were making this build, were you listening to Led Zeppelin?
No, I was not, but...
This definitely looks like a stairway to heaven.
Ah, all the way out here.
Oh, what you got there?
He's chilling.
Alright, we'll leave him be.
No, don't move. He's just chilling.
So,
Wild property. How about that?
I want it to feel like when you're this far out in the park, maybe this is less developed, but also, you're kind of separated from you're like in the nature, you're in the wildlands, there's some paths here, but really like a natural park kind of thing. And I think I did a pretty good job with that with this build. And we have a little tea shop right here with a water wall. I wish I had time to do more detailing for these builds because I really like a lot of the ideas I incorporated here. But yeah, we have a nice view down into the main valley of the Parasaurolophus habitat, which you also get another chance to view later. We have this cabin structure on top of the mountain, which the trees have overgrown into, but just pretend they aren't there. I was going to do a kind of cool Jurassic Park 3 aviary inspired thing all the way across this mountain, but I ended up not doing that. The main point of this is just to get a view over a huge area, so you can see the Parasaur Valley, you can see the aviary, you can see the Spinos, maybe even the Iguanodons. And this is the highest viewpoint in the park. And as you can see back here, we just have mountains for the rest of the wildlands. And
So this is the high ground of the park, the favorite place of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah, Ewan McGregor lives here. This is his house.
Actually, I'd actually live there. It looks like a neat house.
Yeah, that would be a really cool location for a house over the Parasaur Valley. That would be awesome. So, anyways, we have, you may say, where are we supposed to go now? This building leads you through an underground tunnel, which is like a shark tunnel, that it's not built because we don't have aquatics in the game, but it's implied to be there. And that's like it's our Cambrian and Ordovician kind of walk-through tunnel. It would be super dark in there. You got cool ambient sounds and music, and you just got these really alien life forms. So I think that would be pretty cool. And it connects. Yeah, so it leads here to the aquarium, which is almost ready to open. Like I said earlier, the park's not totally done. I mean, our build of it is done, but in universe. So here we have our Lambeosaurus, which are well known for climbing roofs. And, well, this area, I kind of wanted to do a lot more with this area, but it has some cool ideas. Okay, why did they keep getting stuck here? Got a traffic jam. So yeah, anyway, in addition to this aquarium, which by the way I use the glass pieces to create like pools of water here, we have what's actually a fairly small area. Oh my gosh.
Now find a way.
He's gonna find a way into the guest section. So yeah, we have these paths with rocks around them and all this really tropical kind of resort feeling area. And I used this bamboo to make it feel like a real zoo. I wanted this to feel a lot more open. But anyways, what we have here is the Parasaurolophus barn, which is the continuation of their habitat. And this is where they'd go for bad weather or whatever, or just if they want to rest. And they have this tunnel that leads back out into their main valley, and they can easily walk back and forth between them whenever they want, which I think looks really cool being just excavated from the mountain like this.
I think that the Sandy Pack Resort field, I really like it. I really like how it looks. I might have to do it in my park builds. And yeah, I think it looks really cool too.
One neat thing about this Parasaurolophus barn is that we have like the runoff from the mountains here, and it runs down this glass roof all the way to right here, where it runs into this grate in the floor, which was kind of neat. We have another restroom here because we can't let Jay build all of them, and so yeah, not really too much detail in this guest section. But we have this triple sign that I really like, with the three colors of green, with Edmontosaurus, Lambeosaurus, and Argentinosaurus, these two specifically being some of my top few favorite dinosaurs. And what this is supposed to be would be a tour truck, which I didn't actually place the trucks because in universe they haven't moved in the vehicles yet, not because I didn't want to spend 5 hours building vehicles that don't even move. But yeah, we have this really neat tour thing. I think this feels very much like a real building, and it it's one of my favorite buildings I built in this zoo, aside from maybe the Carchar temple thing. And we have these signs that tell you which way to go. But the cars would drive by here. You get in the car and you just drive through the habitat, obviously on this electric rail that runs underground. And maybe this habitat's a bit too crowded because I did want it to be a little bit larger, but I think it feels very cool, like you're in a real prehistoric environment out of a dinosaur book.
It looks great, not gonna lie. I really like the tool truck and updating, and I really like the tool truck idea. It reminds me of Animal Kingdom in Orlando. It's like the tool truck, hippo up.
This game at least.
That's what I'm just shaking my head at this point.
The Parasaurolophus has escaped and shared his teachings.
Yeah.
So,
No,
one
just wild dinosaurs.
one last way we have to view this area is through these big umbrella things that look very cool, and I could see the sauropods walking up to these. And we have these bridges going across the whole area. And yeah, you will notice there's no food in the feeders. That's because we haven't built the staff centers, and now you have to do a bunch of research to be able to place food in the game. But these are the sauropod feeders.
I think I'd fall off. And if I was in real life, I'd probably find some way to fall off. And just, yeah, probably how I would die.
Yeah, I imagine a few people would, but you know, there's bound to be some casualties.
Yeah.
And real quick, I also have the second station over here. But now, Prehistoric PC, do you want to talk about your last build?
So, yeah, for this build, I just put the Triceratops because it's the most iconic. If you say Triceratops, everybody's going to know that you're thinking about Jurassic Park. And Jurassic Park comes Jurassic World, and Jurassic World comes Jurassic World 2. So I decided to build the Zero Gallery and Zero Dome inspired parks, or park attractions. And I really like this plan, and that's how I got the ideas. And we have one of the rarest enclosures here with the albino Triceratops and the Melanocytic Triceratops. If you go down to the valley, you'll see the blue domes, which aren't for one, but I thought they were pretty cool. And in the valley, I tried to put more brown foliage, and on top I tried to put more forest, tall, tree foliage.
Yeah, here we have the appearing pillars glitch that sometimes happens. They'll go away when you reload the save file, though. And yeah, very cool habitat here. It helps break up the rainforest section by being so open. And yeah, it's a super neat build. And now we're moving on to the last two habitats of the park. So, yeah, here we have this. I wanted to use a lot of like flowering and colorful plants to make it feel like you're in a proper misty rainforest. Which, right here I did pretty well, I think, with this garden. And also this habitat is my favorite builds in the entire zoo. It's still not quite as detailed as I'd like it to be, but time doesn't really work how we want it to sometimes. But we have this little building here that you walk through a queue, and this takes you underground to be able to view the Carcharodontosaurus. And it's kind of built into the cliffside, as if the animal can see you. Obviously, from living here in years, they know it's here. But we have this building, which is my favorite that I built in the entire zoo. It's the Angkor Wat temple shelter thing. This is, yeah, Carcharodontosaurus is one of my favorite dinosaurs too. So it was great to build this habitat. These are the swamp beech trees that I expanded to look like the Jurassic Park Isla Nublar trees. And they look super cool. Oh, and he's in the shelter right now with an escaped Triceratops. He doesn't seem happy about it.
Carcharodontosaurus and Triceratops hybrids, coming soon to Prehistoric Wildlands.
So, yeah, this is his home, and he looks super awesome, too. I love this design of Carcharodontosaurus. I feel like it rarely gets good designs. This...
Way better than Jurassic World 1.
Yeah, I found this actually to be fairly easy to build, this because I thought it would be challenging since there's so many elements that we don't actually have pieces for in the game. But I found it to be a super fun, creative experience, and I'd like to build a larger structure like it in the future. He just has this little sleeping area. I like making sure every animal has somewhere to go if there's, like, inclement weather. But he also has this slope he can walk up. He can walk around here. He can walk down to the river if he wants. All the way back here to actually right by the entrance. And another escaped Triceratops. I don't know, they just really like this habitat.
Raise naughty Triceratops.
And then he can walk around here. You can walk up here, and I had to place some extra rocks up here to hide some of the appearing pillars. But I thought it would just be super cool to have this raised area that I could so clearly see the Carchar walking up here, just like looking over its domain and roaring with this like ancient temple hidden in the jungle. And I thought it looked super cool just to, you know, I could see somebody like walking through the jungles and just exploring and finding this thing. And this is like the domain of the apex predator. Thought that was super cool.
We need Australopithecus in Prehistoric Kingdom.
I feel like that would not turn out very well on the rigs that they have, but maybe it would be funny like it is in Evolution 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's walk back here.
Through the trail.
Yeah, through the trail with the mist, which I actually want to delete this mist because I used the waterfall effect and sunk into the ground, the splash, and it looks super weird when it's unpaused, but I think it looks fine when it's paused, but I was going to delete it. Unfortunately, I kind of can't select it for some reason. And I really like this way you just like kind of walk into this area from this pavilion here, and it's like this really dense misty path that you can't really see what's in there, and that would be the trail that leads you all the way to the Alpine section, which is like the less developed area. I think that's super cool, and we have our Carcharodontosaurus sign. We're back here at the food court. We have a garden, and we have the lodge, which is probably, I got the most positive reaction to this build than any of the others. I do really like this sign, though.
It's a 12-hour build, so...
13, yeah.
I expect positive reactions.
Yeah, this was my longest build and largest build. So here is like a help desk, but also for the people who are staying in the lodge, this is where you get your like room key and such. So I will go through this at night, and we can fly over the whole park at night, just so you guys can see that, because I really like this area particularly. But I felt like we need some building in here other than the lodges themselves. So we have this restaurant with the Brachiosaurus skull as the logo, that terracotta roof, view into the garden. Very simple in here, but yeah, this would be such a cool view. Like, imagine you just wake up and then you go here to eat your breakfast. You know, you just look out, you can see the whole jungle here. That would be awesome. And I really like thinking about whenever I'm building from the perspective of the person who'd be walking through this park themselves. So we have this bridge that goes over this little river that runs through the lodge and spills out into the open jungle that's supposed to... The whole inspiration for this is like just a couple shots in Jurassic Park in the scene with Alan and the kids in the tree. I just thought that would be like the coolest hotel room view of all time. So I really want to build that as a real place you can stay. Like, you feel like you're among the trees with the Brachiosaurus is just stretching out into the distance. And another place to sit here. And there's 5 lodge buildings, which I actually don't like these buildings themselves at all. And I would definitely like to rebuild them at some point for some other series. I'd like to build a different sauropod lodge. But we'll go to the top floor. And very sparsely decorated, of course, but we have a kitchen, just some basic furniture here, and you can see through this big window, which I thought it was really important to have a big window, the Brachiosaurus exhibits, which, you know, the view isn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but it is very cool, with just all these necks craning over the trees with the iconic Brachiosaurus sounds. I'm really excited for when PK gets full release and there will be mods so we can get like movie sounds and movie designs sometimes. And here, this is the nicest room in the lodge because you can also see the Dilophosaurus out this bedroom window. And we also have this pavilion on top of the roof with a campfire and such. And instead of walking on... Actually, you know what? We'll just walk on the ground. We have 4 more lodge buildings. They're all pretty much the same. Some are slightly different than the others, but they're the same idea. This one has a pretty cool view because there's less trees in the way. So, yeah, this one looks pretty neat. And I do really like this path, especially at night, just because of how crowded it feels, like this drop-off and such, and the steepness of the path here. It's pretty nice. And like, just like this looks like not a real place, but like I can see it being a real place if it was properly detailed. Just kind of nestled into the rock wall there. And you know, this ground floor view would be kind of neat too.
I think this build is probably one of the greatest and best builds of the entire series. I really like the amount of detail you put, like the square forks, the plates, the custom tables and chairs. I think this hotel is something I would stay at, me personally. I like all of the bed just doesn't look that good. In my opinion, I don't want to sleep on a mattress that's like a stone slab. But yeah, everything here was amazing. I'd stay at the zoo.
Yeah, I would love to stay at a zoo like this, which I guess is probably why we build stuff in these games, because they aren't real places, unfortunately. But this is the closest we can get to really seeing them.
When I make dinosaurs, it's gonna happen, guys. Trust. I'm making a zoo just like this, and I'm making a hotel just like this. Trust me, whenever I recreate dinosaurs, okay, it's gonna happen someday.
Alright, I better get a VIP pass to that zoo then.
Yeah, don't worry.
So, yeah, as far as, that's the entire park pretty much. As far as tours, there will be a French tour on Jurassic's channel, and there will be a cinematic tour on my channel, probably the same week this is coming out, maybe the next week, I don't know. So that loops us back to the entrance. The workshop file will be up relatively soon, so you guys can tour this yourselves. Jurassic, I believe you have something you want to talk about with the new Prehistoric Kingdom thing you're doing?
Yes, of course. So if you're discovering my channel through this tour video, I invite you to subscribe, because building this project really gives me the itch to make new park in PJ, and I had so many fun while building the Parasatherium habitat. I'm currently working. I even started today to work on a Cenozoic park with all the prehistoric mammals from the game. So if you want to see that, it will be in French, because it was a little exception for me, this collaborative build with videos in English. But yeah, so feel free to join my channel if you are interested into this new project. Don't forget also to subscribe to Jurassic Canon King's channel as well, and let's enjoy some night shots together, guys.
Alright.
Yeah, if you want to see more cinematics, check out that tour eventually. They're sideways again. Oh yeah, I think it was so great to do this collab, because there really aren't a lot of Prehistoric Kingdom builds on YouTube, and I think that's because it takes so long. For regular content creators, it's not really sustainable to work on something so huge so constantly, and so I think... Yeah. Oh gosh. I do not want to walk down this path at night. Yeah, if you're exploring the wildlands and you're here, the sun starts to set, and you realize, oh, I need to get back to the hotel real quick. You know, you're like, I don't really want to walk through here.
You're no longer safe there.
But yeah, safety is of prime importance in this zoo, just like Jurassic World, and
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a collab is a great way to actually get zoos done, and it was such a joy to work on this series with you guys, and you both did great builds.
Thanks for inviting me, guys. It's so fun. I learned so much stuff from you guys. I got so much new building styles. We saw a bunch of escaped Parasaurolophus and Iguanodon.
We have a whole parade.
It was so fun. Thanks for inviting me. I truly can't. Whoa, how many escaped? What?
This is getting out of hand. What a nice conclusion to the tour. This is just like Jurassic Park, guys.
Life breaks free.
How did they escape?
Life breaks through barriers painfully, dangerously sometimes. By the way, this looks so cool. Yeah, so everybody, we, the architects of this park, need to go recontain the escaped animals before the zoo opens to the public. Thank you guys for watching this. And, yeah, who knows, maybe we can collab on something else in the future. Maybe not a full series, but it would be kind of cool to bring one of you guys on to another zoo project. Thank you guys for watching this probably super long tour, and anything else the two of you want to say before we end the recording?
Yeah, maybe, yeah, see if we can all get to our milestones by the end of the year, or month.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, because that was the goal that you guys decided we'd do.
I'm trying to get to 1,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah, and you have to mod Jurassic Evolution 2 now.
Yeah, but that would be for a while, dude. I'll mod eventually. I'd love to see some new species, like the Parasaurus, like we saw on my post, Parasaurolophus, yeah, any new species I'd love to mod in. Those are some more features. But yeah, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that.
Yeah, so now that we've ended the video for the 50th time, any last things to say? Anybody?
Yeah, I was kidding.
Alright, yeah, I guess that's the tour.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Perfect.
Bye. Yeah, that's about it.
Alright, so Prehistoric PC, I'm gonna I have the recording, and I will basically make it a unlisted video on YouTube and share you the link so then you can screen record it yourself.
Alright.
Alright, yeah, thank you guys for doing that project.
No problem.
Yes, of course. Thank you guys for inviting me as well. That was very fun, and yeah, maybe I'll see you next Sunday for a third recording.
I hope not. Alright, bye.
Enjoy the rest of the day, guys. I
Yeah.
have to go. Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.